Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome to another episode of Cornerstone Quick Tips. My name is Josh Donnelly, and in today's episode, we are going to take a look at how to add date or time formatting to your dynamic content. Now, this is super easy, and I promise we're going to keep things as straightforward as possible. So without further ado, let's dive in. Now, for the sake of this example, we are going to be applying this to our blog page. So I'm just going to go ahead and create that here. We're going to click Add. We're going to do a single layout for our blog post. We'll go ahead and label this Single Blog Template, and then I'm going to come into my settings and I'm going to add my conditional logic for post type is post. All right, so now this is assigned to our blog posts. Now I need a template. I'm just going to use one of the built-in theme code templates here, and we'll go ahead and use this one here. Now that we have this set up, you'll notice it's automatically pulling in some of our articles here. If I jump to the back end of WordPress, you'll notice that it aligns with the articles that I have in here, and there are published dates on those articles. So let's go ahead and jump back into Cornerstone, and let's go ahead and look at our date element here. Now, you'll notice this is pulling through dynamic content for the published date. But did you know you can actually jump into that dynamic content and type format equals and then choose a format? But how do you know what format to choose? Well, you can actually use standard PHP parameters. So I'm going to jump over to php.net, where I have a manual pulled up for date time formatting in PHP. And you'll notice there is a whole table here that sort of explains the different types of formatting and what we can use, and the symbols or the characters that help define that format. So, for instance, if we jump back over to Cornerstone here, we currently have the full month, September 8th, 2023. But I want that to read the abbreviated month. So, we'll jump over to PHP, and let's look through our abbreviated months. First off, we have a capital F for a full textual representation of a month, but we want the abbreviated month. So if we come right down here, we can see Jan through December is a short textual representation of a month with 3 letters, and that's using a capital M. So we'll go ahead and grab that capital M. We'll jump over here, and under format, we're going to add open quotes and end quotes, and then within our quotes, we'll go ahead and add a capital M. Now it's going to change our format to just the month of this post. So we have Sep. So let's jump back over. And now we want the day. Now, as you'll recall, it said September 8th, but I actually wanted to read September 08. So I could grab a lowercase d here. If I wanted it without the leading zeros, I could use a J. So let's see what that looks like. So we have month, and then I can put a lowercase d here, and that adds 08. Now, I want this format to include spacing, so between my M and between the D, I'm going to go ahead and put a space here. And now we have Sep 08. Now, if I were to change that D to the J, I'm going to get just the 8 without the leading 0. So you get to kind of pick and choose how you want to format this date field here. Now, I can take this a step further, add a comma, because I want there to be a comma after the 8, and then I want the year to be represented here as well. So we'll jump back over here, and we'll look for year. And as you'll see, a full numeric representation of a year, at least 4 digits. So we'll go ahead and grab the capital Y, and we'll jump back over here. We're going to add a space because that's how we'd want it to be read in the text, and then we're going to add the Y. And now we have Sep space 8 without a leading 0, comma 2023. Now, we could, if we just wanted it to say 23, use a lowercase y, and that's going to show us just the 23. There's a lot of power here. This is just scratching the surface, but as you can see, you can start to manipulate your dynamic content using this formatting field. Now, let's actually take this use case a step further. Just go ahead and add something like this, and then we are going to add in our dynamic content for the published time. Now, this is the standard format here. You'll notice it says it was published at 12:24 a.m. If I jump into this dynamic content and I add format equals and my 2 quotes, and then within those quotes I begin to format it, we're going to jump back over to our date time parameters here, and we're going to start to look at the time section. So as you can see, I could choose a 24-hour format. We're going to go with the standard 12-hour format, which is what it currently is. So if we jump back over, it's 12:24 a.m., but now I can specify. Let's go ahead and say we want the hour, so 12, and then I want a colon, right? So we want to specify with a colon the time there. And then I'm going to jump back over here, and I want minutes, and I want them with leading 0. So that's a lowercase I here. So let's jump back over here and add a lowercase I. And then maybe you even want seconds, so I'm going to add another colon. I'm going to jump over here, And let's look at this line here for seconds with a lowercase s. So let's go ahead and type that in. It adds in the seconds, but this might not make much sense the way I have this formatted here. I also wanted to specify whether this is AM or PM. So I'm going to jump back over here, and you'll notice we can use a lowercase a for lowercase am or pm, or an uppercase a for uppercase am or pm. So let's jump back over to Cornerstone, and we're going to use an uppercase a. Now, if I didn't like that this am is touching the seconds, I simply add a space in my formatting, and it spaces that out. Now, as you guys know, dynamic content is incredibly powerful right out of the box, but by leveraging some standard PHP formatting parameters, you can take things even further for your date and time fields. As always, I hope you guys find these tutorials useful, and I will see you guys in the next video. Happy building!